Hello everyone. It's time for the April birthday party. And this may be the last time we do it this way. I don't know. But we've certainly had a great run of it this last year, haven't we? And it's April already. Here's a poem from Ogden Nash about April. Praise the spells and bless the charms. I found April in my arms. April golden, April cloudy, gracious, cruel, tender, rowdy. April soft in flowered languor, April cold with sudden anger, ever changing, ever true. I love April, and I love you. After that poem, it seems imperative that we all sing April Showers, doesn't it? I hope that you at home will join with us when we sing. And as we're singing today, it looked really threatening when I came in, and I think we were going to have some sort of end of March showers, but just preparing us for April.
Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain, you know it's raining violets. And where you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see crowds of daffodils. So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for his song. Whenever April showers come along.
Our horoscopes for this month. We still have Aries at the beginning of the month from March 21 to April 19. The start of the month sets you right on the right track for rebuilding and regenerating yourself. You have all that you need right within your own resources. And if you have a goal in mind, you will be able to find great success. Mid-month shifts the focus to your finances, and potential improvements are on the horizon. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Allocate enough solo time in any case to help regulate and integrate your feelings. Stay rested, eat well, and try to avoid overindulging. That's a laugh, right? I mean, we've all been doing that. At the end of the month, the bull Taurus comes into play. It starts on April 20. This month registers as one of those where you're called upon to use all of your wits for your decisions and assessments. You have known for a while that changes need to be implemented. And though these things do require immediate attention, it's okay if you don't get around to it for a while. You might just want to wait until after the 20th. Once again, you will know what it's like to be that strong Taurus. You don't back down, and you always handle whatever comes your way. Friends are abundant and real. Continue to take care of your health. It is recommended that you exercise regularly and eat properly. We have a lot of holidays in April, starting with, of course, April Fool's Day. I'm never any good at it. Everybody can fool me on April Fool's Day, so just be ready. But on April 2, it's Good Friday already. On April 4, it's Easter Sunday and the last day of Passover. On the 7th, we should all celebrate because it's World Beer Day. So I think we should drink a couple of bottles of beer from some other country, Okay, I think that would be a good way to celebrate that day. On April 9, it's a day of silence, which is going to be hard for most of us. On the 12th is the first day of Ramadan. On the 14th is National Ex-Spouse Day. So some of you have something to celebrate on that day. And April 15, we always remembered, was tax day, but not this year. Okay, so you can celebrate the 15th as not having to send in your taxes that day. And on the 17th, it's Husband Appreciation Day. And I hope you all celebrate that one. The 22nd is Earth Day, and the 30th is Arbor Day and Honesty Day. This month has been so much fun for me because I got to know most of the April honorees so much better. As the months of the pandemic have gone on and on, I realized that we had so many new residents, most of whom I did not know, but I also hardly knew any of our residents when I saw them because we all look like the Lone Ranger, only more so. So I hope that today we will all become a little more acquainted with our newcomers and reacquainted with everyone else who has been here for a while. We have several residents who are in the health center who have April birthdays. Dutch Devilbus will have a birthday on April 2, so his birthday comes very early in the month. Barbara Miller is going to be 94 on April 10. And although she was born in Pennsylvania, she and her husband lived for 30 years in their home on Crescent Beach. She has 3 children and loves to knit, sew, and quilt. Henrietta Haygood will be 94 on April 16. She was born in Ohio, lived in San Diego, and came to Westminster from St. Augustine. She enjoys her 4 grandchildren and loves to do puzzles and read. Ann Tingley will celebrate on April 23 when she will be 92. Ann shares her birthday with Dale Boutwell, who was born in Washington, D.C., was a career Navy man, and loves to listen to all kinds of music. Please remember these special friends on their birthdays with a note or a card. Our first April birthday is on the 2nd and will be celebrated by my lovely neighbor, Mary Daniels. Mary was born in Georgia, but her marriage to an Army officer introduced her to a lot of different states and communities, 16 in fact. She's the mother of 3 sons, and she and Walter have 3 grandchildren and 1 great-granddaughter. Mary loves to quilt, to read, and she enjoys book club discussions. They moved to Westminster in 2017 from Volano Beach. For her birthday, I happen to know that she would love a shrimp dinner. There will be 3 birthday celebrations on April 3. Ernie Smith, Betty Finn, and Audrey Hudson. Last year, I remember there was a big celebration out in the courtyard for Ernie's 90th birthday, but he deserves another big hooray for his 91st year as well. And while we're hurraying for Ernie, let us not forget Audrey Hudson, who will be 100 years old on April 3. Congratulations, Audrey. We all aspire to your milestone. Betty Finn's birthday is also on April 3. She was born in Florida and has lived in 4 different states since coming here to WSA in 2019. She moved here from Westminster Woods, where she had lived since 2007. Betty has 3 sons, 2 of whom live here in Florida, and she is thrilled to have 5 grandchildren. She loves to read, especially romance and mystery books, play bocce ball, and watch movies, and listen to Barry Manilow sing. Dave Gatonska is a new resident here at WSA as of November 2020. And he's celebrating his birthday on April 6th. Dave is a New Englander, having been born in Massachusetts and lived there and in Connecticut. He and his wife moved here from Palm Coast, where they had lived for 11 years. Dave was an educator. middle school science, and high school guidance counselor, professions I greatly admire. We all have to admire middle school teachers. They have 2 children who live pretty far from Florida. One is in Seattle and the other one is in Krakow, Poland. And they also enjoy 2 grandchildren. Dave loves to collect stamps, garden, grow orchids, and play golf. For relaxation, he likes to listen to music, doo-wop, classical, and the 40s top his list, as well as to watch mysteries. You can invite Dave for dinner and not worry if he will be a picky eater. He loves everything, especially New England lobster, whole clams, and KFC chicken. Tom Strickland was born on April 8 in the state of Massachusetts. He has moved about, living in 4 different places before coming to WSA in 2020 from St. John's, Florida. His working life was spent in retail and financial services, but he loves to spend time on the water, sailing, swimming, walking the beach, and traveling. His favorite food is turkey, and he loves to watch action movies and TV shows and read mysteries. I hope we have a lot of mysteries in the library because everybody seems to love to read mysteries. Bev Siegel has a birthday on April 9. You will find Bev bustling around here helping wherever she is needed. She was born in central Illinois, and since that time she has lived in 3 states, 9 different towns, and 26 different dwellings. Bev moved here in November of 2018 from Marsh Creek and led the move here for residents from Marsh Creek to what we can now call Marsh Creek North. Bev was a teacher of Western Civilization and Political Science in a community college in Southern Illinois. She cherishes her nieces and their children as if they were her own. Bev has traveled to 80 countries, loves to read, and plays party bridge with her friends from St. Augustine. You will find her working in our library and finding the best mysteries to read. Another birthday on April 9 is that of Marty Cohen. Marty is fairly new resident here, having moved in January of 2020 from St. Augustine Beach. He was born in Ohio, but has also lived in Charleston, West Virginia, and Yorktown Heights, New York. I didn't know that about Marty, and I used to go to church in Yorktown Heights, so we need a conversation soon. After earning an engineering degree, he spent most of his working life in senior management. The Cohens have 1 son in Washington, D.C., and a daughter in Binghamton, New York, and 4 grandsons and 2 great-granddaughters. Marty enjoys golf and all sports, and after a round of golf, he will enjoy a great big dish of chocolate ice cream while reading a book by John Grisham. Morgan Roberts has a birthday on April 10. Morgan is an apartment dweller here in St. Augustine in Westminster and is going to celebrate his 91st birthday. Congratulations, Morgan. The very talented artist Bob Shu will celebrate his 97th birthday on April 11. Bob was born in Peoria, Illinois in 1924. He moved to Miami when he was a baby, and thoughtfully he brought his parents with him and an older brother. In World War II, he served in the U.S. Army, and among other postings, he served in Okinawa. His vocation was as a civil engineer. He and his lovely Molly moved here to Westminster in March 2005 from Ocala. I'm sure many of us have artwork by Bob Shu hanging in our residences with great joy. Ted Kemp will be marking his birthday on April 12. Ted is a recent resident of Westminster, having moved here in 2020 from Marsh Creek. He was born in North Carolina, but he believes he's lived in 16 different places, including Germany twice. He served for 30 years in the U.S. Active Air Force and Air Force Reserve, and he was also an educator in New York and a headmaster of schools in New York and in Jacksonville. He's the father to 4 children and grandfather to 13. Ted loves to travel all around the world and to read nonfiction, probably while listening to his favorite classical music. Winston Allen will be celebrating his 92nd birthday on April 13. Winston is an example to all of us as he encourages us to stay fit and hold down the calories. When I'm in the gym, Winston always sticks his head in and says, you go, as he's always encouraging us. He's had a hard job during the pandemic encouraging us to keep off those pounds. He was born in Columbus, Ohio, and moved here to Westminster in 2010. In between times, he lived in Denver, Lubbock, Texas, Dover, Delaware, Monterey, California, in Japan, and in Korea. He is a retired U.S. Army criminal investigator, CID, and later on he was an auditor for the IRS. You might want to keep on the good side of Winston. For the last 37 years, he was a professional amateur athlete competing in the triathlon. Winston has a son in Texas and a daughter in Georgia and 2 grandchildren. He keeps his body healthy by following, not surprisingly, the Mediterranean diet. He loves to listen to country music and 50s and 60s popular tunes. And also, he's another person who loves to read John Grisham books. We have a married couple who are enjoying birthdays together in the month of April. Joyce Gatonska's birthday is on April 14. Her husband Dave also has a birthday this month. They came here to Westminster from Palm Coast in 2020. Joyce was born in Massachusetts and lived in that state and in Connecticut before coming to Florida. Joyce has had a varied career which encompasses art director for publications, design manager for business forums, IT director, and business continuity and emergency planning officer. If I ever have an emergency, I'm going to call on Joyce because she's going to plan to get me out of it, I'm sure. She and her husband have a daughter who lives in Seattle and works as a director at the Seattle Cancer Area Alliance. Their son Michael is an award-winning composer. He and his wife live in Krakow, Poland. Joyce loves making art, visiting museums, and reading and talking about art. She loves British comedies, reading fiction and nonfiction, and listening to the Eagles, Eric Clapton, Tony Bennett, and Mozart. Ken Miseriello has a birthday on April 19. Be sure to find Ken and wish him a very, very, very happy day. Betsy Livingston celebrates her birthday on April 20. Betsy was born in New York City and has lived from coast to coast, California to New England. She and her husband Gary moved here from St. Augustine in 2019, following 16 years of living in Vermont. She was a computer programmer and likes to spend her free time reading, knitting, walking, and traveling. Betsy loves a good steak while she is listening to jazz with a mystery book propped up at her elbow. Debbie Brinsfield has a wonderful birthday on April 21. Actually, among all of us, she wins the prize as our youngest spring chicken. Debbie was born in Mississippi and has lived in 8 different places before coming here. She moved to Westminster in 2001 from Oxford, Mississippi. Debbie has had a long career as a volunteer. For over 20 years, she volunteered for the Episcopal Diocese of Eastern Maryland, working under 4 bishops. She loved everything she was involved with at that time. She loves to read, play with her kitten, and also play bridge. Debbie leads our book club here at Westminster and loves to read historical fiction. While enjoying a big dish of Rocky Road ice cream, you'll find her listening to smooth jazz. On April 23, Jean Fowler will be enjoying her birthday. She was born in New Jersey, but has also lived in Maine, Pennsylvania, and Destin, Florida. She and her husband came to Westminster in 2019 from Western Florida. She worked as an information technology corporate executive in the pharmaceutical and medical device industries. Jean and her husband had children in Florida, Pennsylvania, and California, and also grandchildren. She loves to knit, do needlepoint, play bridge, and yearns for the days when she used to play golf. She thinks it would be fun once again. She loves to eat shrimp and loves also listening to Frank Sinatra. Me too. And last but not least, on April 25, two of our residents have birthdays, Thomas Stewart and Ted Williamson. Tom is a youngster here. I hope you will all greet him on his special day. Ted Williamson spent a lot of his life in Illinois, but also lived in Colorado and Florida. He moved to Westminster in July 2015. He moved here with many people he knows from Marsh Creek. He worked with Connecticut Mutual Life Insurance Company and then became a certified financial planner. He enjoyed helping his clients plan for their futures. Ted has 2 children and 3 grandchildren, but unfortunately they don't live in Florida. He loves to play golf, play chess, and to read, especially mysteries and adventure stories. If you want to make him happy, serve him a lovely fish dinner, sauteed just right. I hope this has given you a little peek into the wonderful people who are our neighbors here at Westminster. Maybe you found somebody you could play golf with or have a chess match or just sit down and discuss John Grisham. At any rate, I hope that you wish everybody in April who has a birthday a really happy birthday. And now a little song